Well, folks, it seems America's most unpredictable reality show is back for another season. That's right, Donald Trump is once again holding the reins of power, and this time, he's got his sights set firmly on immigration. From the moment he stepped back into the Oval Office, President Trump has wasted no time in pushing forward with what can only be described as a draconian immigration agenda. We're talking about a level of enforcement we haven't seen in decades, with a clear message being sent: America's doors are slamming shut. One of the most striking aspects of this crackdown is the sheer scale of deportations. We're not just talking about busloads anymore, people. Trump has called in the big guns, literally. Military aircraft, once reserved for transporting troops and equipment, are now being used to fly undocumented immigrants out of the country at an alarming rate. Now you might be thinking, Trevor, what's wrong with a little law and order? And hey, I get it, but what's happening at the border right now goes far beyond simply enforcing existing laws. This is about a systematic dismantling of the systems designed to protect the most vulnerable. The Trump administration has effectively shut down the asylum process, as we know it. Men, women, and children fleeing violence and persecution are being turned away at the border, denied even the chance to plead their case. The message is clear: seeking refuge in America is no longer an option. And if you thought things couldn't get any harsher, think again. Trump has reinstated the highly controversial Remain in Mexico policy, forcing asylum seekers to wait in dangerous border towns while their cases languish in backlogged courts. This is a humanitarian crisis in the making, folks, and the human cost is immeasurable. As you can imagine, this dramatic shift in U.S. immigration policy hasn't gone unnoticed on the world stage. Mexico, already grappling with its own challenges, now finds itself on the front lines of this humanitarian crisis. To their credit, they've stepped up to provide shelter and aid to deported migrants, but the strain on their resources is undeniable. Meanwhile, back in the U.S., a fierce legal battle is brewing. Organizations like the ACLU are challenging Trump's actions in court, arguing that they violate both domestic and international law. It's a classic David and Goliath scenario, but, as we've seen before, the American legal system has a funny way of throwing curveballs. But perhaps the most worrying aspect of this whole saga is the chilling effect it's having on future generations. The message being sent to those seeking a better life in America is clear: you are not welcome here. And if you thought this was just about new arrivals, think again. The Trump administration has also set its sights on those who have been living and working in the U.S. for years under the Temporary Protected Status (TPS) program. These are people who have built lives, families, and businesses in America, contributing to the fabric of our society. But their contributions seem to count for little in the face of Trump's relentless pursuit of his anti-immigration agenda. The recent termination of TPS for Venezuelans sent shockwaves through communities across the country, leaving hundreds of thousands of people in legal limbo. The fear and uncertainty are palpable, and the message is clear: no one is safe. This is about more than just immigration policy, folks. This is about who we are as a nation and what values we choose to uphold. And right now, it's not looking good.